Are you looking for a place to live near Denver, Colorado that's close enough to the city and yet doesn't actually feel like you're in a cramped urban environment? Well, this is probably one of the most beautiful suburbs you'll ever see in your life. Golden, Colorado is this beautiful, secluded suburb on the western side of the greater Denver area that offers you an opportunity to enjoy mountain living while still maintaining easy access to Denver, as well as the surrounding areas. Have you looked enough into Golden to see if it's a good fit? Let me show you a bit more so you can decide. Let's get into it. As I just mentioned, Golden is located on the western side of the greater Denver area, quite literally the farthest suburb west you can go before you hit the Front Range. And there's actually a ton of Golden that's in the mountains too. Half of the town is hidden between North and South Table Mountains, which are these beautiful mountains that tower over Golden. There are some hiking trails that run up to the top of each and allow you to look out over the town, but also east and north to the surrounding areas. It's absolutely gorgeous. But what's interesting about Golden here is that being built around these two mountains and the Front Range, the town offers you a secluded feel. It seems like you're not on the edge of Denver, and yet you're so close, especially since the southern edge of Golden sits right off of I-70, which is the main highway that runs through Denver east to west, and then off into the mountains. As a result, Golden's commute into the city is relatively quick. It's about a 30-minute drive into the heart of Denver, excluding traffic. Plus, if you want to get anywhere on the northern or southern side, it's about the same time. You have several ways to go, because there's 3 highways that run into Golden. You have 93 to the north, 58 to the east, and 6 to the south. Of course, both Highway 58 and Highway 6 intersect with I-70 as you start heading east to Denver. And then Highway 93 leads up north into Boulder, but not before taking you up a beautiful route along the mountains. I'd argue it's one of the better drives into Boulder. As a result of this, Golden is still connected to the overall Denver area, yet offers you a bit more seclusion. Now headed back into the town itself, Golden, as you can tell, is not a large suburb, having been built around North and South Table Mountains. There's not a lot of open flat land to work with. As a result, the main part of Golden is a few neighborhoods built around a beautiful downtown. Now this is the main part of town. There is, as I mentioned before, a huge part of Golden to the west, which features beautiful mountain homes on either side of I-70. It adds even more to the already secluded feel you can find here. And this can be fantastic for those looking for properties a bit more exclusive, especially since everything in Golden is so close to I-70. Usually in either mountain towns or neighborhoods off in the Front Range, you're going to have to deal with the fact that it's very isolated. You have to make a bit of a drive just to get to the grocery store. But since these neighborhoods in Golden are so close to the literal beginning of the Front Range, the drive is reasonable. It's honestly just a few minutes drive to I-70, and then you're around a 15-ish minute drive to the main part of town. So if you need to get anywhere, you're not about to embark on a half-hour plus expedition. Being only a few square miles and having a population just over 20,000, Golden is definitely a small town. And when you're strolling through the main downtown area, it feels like it. Golden does keep its old town aesthetic to it since it was first established in the mid-1800s, and yet still has a modern feel to it. Plus, and you might not notice this immediately, but Golden is also a college town. That is, of course, unless you missed the giant M located on the western side of the suburb. It's quite obvious once you're there. Golden is home to the Colorado School of Mines and has an absolutely beautiful campus located right smack dab in the center of town. Mines has been ranked in the Forbes top universities list and provides a rigorous curriculum to its students. So there is a college presence here. However, having a total student body just over 7,000, it's not going to have the same feel to it like massive college towns like Boulder, Colorado, for example. It's clearly a bit smaller. And in addition to this, a couple things to point out would be the Coors Brewery headquarters, which is located right to the east, quite literally in between North and South Table Mountains. This one's extremely hard to miss. And then a little farther south, technically not within the Golden town limits, but too beautiful not to include in this video, is the Red Rocks Park and Amphitheater, which is a breathtaking location and a fantastic spot to go and enjoy some live music. And keeping in line with this, there are a ton of things to do in Golden. And no, not just hike. Although I couldn't recommend getting out into the mountains here in Golden enough, because there are beautiful hiking opportunities here. One to mention is Lookout Mountain, which provides incredible views of the suburb below, but also of the surrounding mountains. You can drive up to the top too, so don't worry, it's not a gruesome hike. But on the topic of gruesome activities, Golden is also home to some rock climbing locations. For those totally unafraid of heights, North Table Mountain and Clear Creek Canyon are 2 spots. Plus, there are some indoor climbing gyms as well, so you can continue this during the winter. And then the last outdoor activity I'll mention today is kayaking and tubing. It's not uncommon in the spring and summer months to see people, perhaps a lot of college students, strolling down Clear Creek, which runs directly through town. It's a great way to cool off in the summer. But also you can head down to Fossil Trace Golf Club to enjoy some amazing views of South Golden while you play. But outdoor activities aside, Golden also has some incredible opportunities to enjoy the local shops and restaurants. As I mentioned before, it has a wonderful and active downtown. Visit some of the local distilleries, museums, and events that are held here. Here's a fun one. There's an event here called Goldens in Golden, which is a gathering of golden retrievers in the center of town to celebrate, well, your golden retriever. It's something I didn't know about till recently, so if you have a golden retriever, you might as well go. I'll throw a link below to more things you can do here, because honestly, I could take a whole video's worth of time just explaining what's here. But now let's look at the cost of living in Golden, specifically regarding home prices. So at the time of this video, the median home price for a single family home in Golden sits around $970,000, with a median size of about 2,900 square feet. So Golden is much more luxurious than other suburbs this close to Denver. Clearly, the seclusion you can get in Golden does add to property value. But to set expectations here, there is a spread on where the expensive versus more affordable homes are. If you're looking in the main part of town and immediate neighborhoods surrounding, expect homes here to be around 1 million plus. But if you look at properties a bit farther south, closer to I-70 as you're coming around the southern edge of South Table Mountain, the home prices lean a bit lower, roughly in the $700,000 range. But even properties down closer to the $500,000 range, and some more reasonably priced condos too. But I will stress the total number of townhomes and condos in Golden is pretty limited. Most of the properties are going to be single family. But then of course, if you're looking at properties off in the mountains, expect them to be anywhere from $900,000 up over $2 million. That's going to be an inescapable reality of living in the mountains in Colorado. Now, this might be a sticky point for a lot of people. Everything in Golden sounds pretty amazing, right? And I believe this video has given you a better idea of what life is like here, but the cost might have made you grimace a bit. Now, to be honest, it's going to be a little difficult finding a suburb comparable to Golden that's more affordable. So you might have to be willing to sacrifice seclusion for affordability. If so, check out my video on Broomfield, Colorado. But if you're still interested in learning more about Golden, also watch my pros and cons video here too. It'll help build for you a better picture of the town. This is Life on the Front Range. I'll see you there.